Guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. Hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving. As I'm sure you noticed, I haven't been on for a couple days. I definitely need a couple days off for some good R&R, hang out with some friends and family, but I'm good to go until Christmas. So for today, I'm going to go over a pretty entertaining email that was sent from a subscriber. This is my guy. He is 40 years old. He's from over in Europe. Doesn't say where in Europe, but from the continent. And he shares a story about how let's just say this guy is definitely a Chad. How this guy, on more than one occasion, had flings with women, hookups, only to find out that secretly they were married. They neglected to mention that part when they obviously were getting together and all that. Married, kids, and all that. And most of the time the guy handled it right, as in getting rid of them. But sadly, there were some times he continued seeing at least one of them, knowing they were married. Yeah, not cool. But I'm doing this story, guys, just to show you from the other side of the equation, from a guy who's hooked up with a lot of women that turned out to be married, and to show you just how these types, of course, these married women, don't care. They don't care they have husbands. They don't care they have kids. They simply have their excuses like they're bored, or they feel like he neglects them, all sorts of things, and do not care. And she goes to show you guys what happens. What is out there? And again, this is over in Europe, okay? So, and we all know darn well this happens over here in the US of A, as well as around the world, because women do what they do all around the world. Human nature is no different, whether it's here in the USA, in Florida, or over in Japan, or over in Russia, or in wherever. And it doesn't make a difference if it was 5,000 years ago. They do the same thing, and us guys do the same thing. You know, that's why there's a lot of very cautionary tales in the Bible about the fair sex. So I'm going to go through this, guys, and it's definitely interesting. You're definitely going to want to, in some ways, punch the guy on occasion, but also this guy, he's doing a service. Let's be honest, you're revealing what goes on. So this is why you have to be very careful. Very careful your vetting and screening of who you marry. And also always paying attention what's going on. Don't let anything slip on by. Gotta trust but verify. So it starts off, it says, "Hi, SSM. This is a letter from all the way from Europe. I've been following your channel for a while, and I felt inspired to share my stories with you. This is an unusual letter because it's not about me being cheated on, but rather about the women who cheat on their husbands with me. I found myself in situations like these many times, and I'm going to share my 4 occasions when this happened. I'm 40 years old, and I've never been married." Yeah, dude, I wouldn't expect you to get married knowing what you know and experience what you've experienced. But karma would have it that you would get married one day, and she'd cheat on you with someone just like you. Marriage has never been a goal for me. No shit. What has always been important to me is my peace of mind and emotional well-being. As soon as a woman tries to disrupt that, I'll show her the door. English is my 3rd language, and excuse my incorrect grammar in advance. Bro, I've obviously read this. You write better than a lot of people that speak English and have English their first language, which shows you the piss poor job the schools are doing here in the US of A. The first woman, let's call her Maria. I was invited to a Christmas party to meet my future colleagues. I was going to attend 2 seminar days and join a dinner on the first evening. That night at dinner, I was seated opposite Maria. We started talking, getting to know each other, and as time went on, she became more relaxed and smiled a lot at me. In other words, the alcohol was going through her system. During dinner, I felt her foot touch mine, and the flirting did not stop. I immediately realized she was interested, and her flirting continued throughout the evening. Did you happen to notice a wedding ring on her? I'm going to guess she probably took it off. After dinner and dessert, when our colleagues had gone to their rooms, it was about 10 p.m. at night, and it was just the 2 of us left at the restaurant bar. She suggested we sit on the couch. And when I sat down, she leaned her back again towards my torso. She moved closer, and we kissed. I suggested we go to our room immediately. Once there, our clothes came off, and we performed the bed gymnastics. So, I want to point out something out, guys. And I know some people are going to say, this is bullshit, this is just some fantasy. Guys, there are dudes out there that, whatever it is about them, they got it down, and they know how to seduce women. They're good with women, all that. Women want them, etc. But notice how immediately he took that opportunity. Boom. Let's go to the bedroom. Your typical nice guy wouldn't have the balls to escalate things that quickly back to the bedroom, which shows this guy obviously knows what he's doing. And also the way he was talking about early on, saying, Basically, I put my peace of mind first, and the second that woman starts getting attached or trying to disrupt that, boom, she's gone. He has the Chowder Tyrone attitude towards the women. And of course, I'm sure this just radiates from him and they find that attractive. And they also know, remember guys, these women that cheat on their husbands or boyfriends and everything, they look for guys that are like him, who will escalate to the bedroom and have, hey, an attitude towards like, hey, whatever. That way then they can cheat and move on and not get caught. I want to point that out. Anyhow, he says afterwards, she told me she was married. Oh, how nice of her. Had 2 kids and lived in a house. I asked her why'd she do this, and she said she was bored with her family life. Ding, ding, ding. And what do you want to bet this chick wanted the family life? Wanted to get married, wanted to have kids, probably babbled on about how her biological clock is ticking and she's got to have kids, so she's got to get married and marry that nice guy, and this is how she thanks him. Having a husband, kids, and a house wasn't as fun as she thought it would be. Well, no shit. It takes work and responsibility. It required a lot of energy, and she wanted to feel alive and experience attraction and passion again. In other words, she wanted the attention and validation. She wanted the guys wooing her. She wanted the challenge. She wanted the excitement. Guys, when you think you can try to make your wife or girlfriend happy, you can't make them happy. There's no fucking making women happy. They're always complaining about something. You can improve in one area, and then they're bitching because you're declining in another area. SSM, you're so cynical. SSM has been around the fucking block, guys. I chose not to continue our relationship after that night because it could get complicated and we worked at the same company. Well, that's good. I hope also you chose not to do it because she's fucking married, dude. Fortunately, she worked in HR, but in a different city, so we wouldn't run into each other again. We kept in touch via messages, but we never met again. Smack! Why? She's fucking married, dude. Not cool. As I didn't want to entertain the whole situation, she left the company within 3 months, and I left the next year. Okay, that's number 1. Now we're on to number 2. The second woman. Let's call her Helena. I met her on Tinder. There's a freaking surprise. And she was quite reserved about sharing personal information. I found it odd, but assumed she was just someone who valued her privacy. Eventually, she revealed that she worked as a priest. A Tinderella priest, or priestess, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I can see why she wants to keep things on the down low. In our country, women can be priests. When she told me that, I understood her initial reservation. The first time we met, she came straight to my place, and it didn't take long before we got to the bedroom gymnastics. Afterwards, she told me her real name and that she was married. Here we go, 2 for 2. A married Tinderella priestess. She mentioned she was thinking of leaving her husband and asked if I consider a serious relationship with her. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I'm going to get in a serious relationship with a woman who has no problem cheating on her husband. Yeah, right. Pussy can't be that good. When she said that, I thought, no way. This was a woman who wanted to swing from one branch to another like a monkey. She was attractive, my type, great figure, and an awesome rack. But I felt I couldn't trust her. This is a priest you're talking about. I mean, okay, fine. I'm sure you can have good-looking members of the clergy, if you will. Unless this is a big freaking joke. Like she's playing a joke on you. I don't know. In other words, she was a woman who couldn't be alone and was in a marriage she didn't really want. I asked if her actions conflicted with her religious values. Yeah, there's a question for you. She replied that she was devoted to God in church, but was a different person outside of it. Oh my God. I'd always believed that dedicating your life to God meant doing it full-time, 24/7. Yeah. Guess what? How much time does she dedicate in the temple, in the cathedral, in the church, as opposed to outside of it? The third woman, we'll call her Caroline. I met her at a bar, we started talking, and the conversation flowed smoothly. It was clear she was interested in me. She was out with her friends, girls' night out, and one of her friends, Maria, had also seemed interested in me. Now, I had 2 women vying for my attention. Maria tried to mark her territory by openly kissing me, but Caroline did the same thing. He's mine, Maria backed off, and Caroline whispered in my ear that she wanted me inside of her. Again, some of you guys are probably like, this is bullshit. If you're a guy who gets chicks easily, this shit can happen. And by the way, him saying that the one girl's marking the territory, 2 girls fighting over in a bar. Guys, this shit's happened to me. I've had girls in back in the day, bar clubs, just walk up, the girls I talk to, come up and just kiss me. Ones I was just talking to a few minutes earlier because they wanted me and wanted to say, hands up, bitches. Yeah, it happens. Anyway, we end up at the after party, and once we were intimate, she revealed she had a husband and 3 kids. Guys, you noticing a pattern here? They don't give a shit. She claims she didn't usually do things like this and didn't know what had come over her. What a steaming pile of crap. I'm sure plenty of you guys have had gals where you were engaging in the dirty deed in which she might say something like, I normally don't do this. I don't normally hook up after meeting on the first date, or hook up just meeting at the party, or I don't normally do this thing with you. And you're like, sure. She also asked me not to think the worst of her, but her actions spoke louder than her words. The bitch is cheating on her husband and kids. Well, I mean, come on here. She wanted to continue the affair and made a huge effort to keep me in her life. We saw each other for a month. Smack! It's one thing, dude, to bang some chick and then find out she's married and kick her and send her on her way. Which, by the way, you should have told the husbands of these women that you hooked up with. But to do it on purpose, that ain't cool. Karma's going to get you, man. I appreciate you sharing your story here. This makes guys aware of what goes on behind the scenes, but watch out. We saw each other for a month, but her husband started suspecting something. He bought her a new Tesla with a tracker so he could monitor her whereabouts. When she told me that, I knew it was time to end things. So she knew there was the tracking on the Tesla. I guess this is before the AirPods, or whatever the fuck it is, that the Apple thing that you can track people with. I didn't want her angry husband showing up at my door. I explained why I was ending it, but she didn't want to stop seeing me, and even said I'd never find a woman as attractive as her. I told her, you're one of 4 women I'm seeing right now, but the only one cheating on her husband. I don't want your drama in my life. Oh, I'm sure that shattered her ego. Of course, this dude's seeing multiple women. The 4th woman, let's call her Sandra. Sandra is married and has been for many 15 years and has 2 kids. I never noticed her never wearing her wedding ring. She met her husband in her mid-20s and said to herself that she'd be a good wife. She admitted that she never truly felt that. In other words, self-deception. Sandra and I met by chance at work and started talking. I could see in her eyes that she liked me. She began visiting my desk, suggesting coffee breaks, ice cream, or just chatting. She wanted to spend time with me at work, and we did. Dude, don't shit where you eat. But then again, you're shitting your dick's everywhere, so be careful. One day she mentioned she had spoken warmly about me at home. That set off alarm bells in my head, and I knew what was about to unfold. Soon she kissed me on the cheek and said her uterus was craving me. What? That was when our romance began. Smack! Again. Knowingly do this with a woman who's married and has kids. Dude, you're a fucking scumbag. Appreciate you sharing the story, but you must know this. She said she never felt such passion before, and that I was the greatest thing in her life after her kids. She also told me that the first time we kissed passionately, she felt zero remorse, and that I was the best kisser she had ever experienced. You see, she knew as well, and I'm sure word went around your office. I'm going to guess you're in a big company, so there's lots of people here, but word went around that you're the local player. And you're the one that all the girls hook up with, so it's like a competition to get you. Everyone wants a piece of you. And guys, this happens. This passion led to many visits to my place where we exercise in the bedroom. She also revealed that her husband had been cheated on in previous relationships, and now it was happening again. And she doesn't care. I guarantee you, all these women marry guys who the only reason they married them is because they want to settle and have a family. And the idea is, okay, I'll marry him, play the mommy role, and eventually start having fun on the side. The cake and eat it too. These are 4 examples of the unfaithful women I have been involved with. It makes me reflect and question when women say they want a partner, children, a house, and a stable life. It seems like a delusion they believe in themselves while deceiving a man into it. Well, that's exactly it. Some actually believe that, and others just say that. All the women in my experience have lived lives with children, husbands, and beautiful homes, yet they still sought something outside their marriage. This shows that women want a man to provide resources to fulfill their goals and vision, and man is nothing more than a beast of burden meant to contribute to what a woman wants. And what she wants is not the man himself, but what he can provide. Ding, ding, ding. Keep up the good work and keep on spreading the wisdom. By the way, I'm still single and plan to stay sane. Yeah, dude, knowing what you know, experience what you're experiencing, no way in hell would I ever get married. I wouldn't even be in a fucking relationship. So there you go, guys. From the other side, from a player. Again, you guys can debate and argue and say this is bullshit. I actually don't think it is. Because there are guys out... I mean, come on. I'm sure all you guys knew one guy. High school, college, maybe a guy that you're friends with at work, that just women, they all want. And I might add, is that they all want... not only do all women want that guy, because the guy has... Yeah, he's good looking, and he has qualities, but there's something about him. We've all known dudes like that. You want to kill him because number one, you don't want him near your girlfriend. But number two, let's be honest, many would like to be able to get some easy ass like him. But I knew a dude in high school. This guy in junior high and high school hooked up with every fucking girl. There's this Italian guy. I ain't going to say his name, but I still to this day. And the thing is, he was cool. Everybody liked him. I don't think he ever used profanity. He just was a very good-looking dude. He could have been a model, played football, but not like a football douchebag. But every fucking girl wanted this dude. And it became like a badge of honor because it's like, well, all these other girls got with him. Now I want to get a part of it. I want to be a part of that club to be with, him. So there are guys like that. And this guy clearly, except this dude was knowingly, eventually, routinely hooking up with married women. And that ain't cool. And I'm telling you, dude, I appreciate you sending your story. We're here to learn shit as well as be entertained and to show guys out there what can happen. This is why you always have to pay attention and not be naive. But you're not making the world a better place. I mean, yeah, these women are coming after you, but knowingly doing that ain't cool. And so I hope that you don't do that anymore. And you learned a lesson, but if you haven't, I'm telling you, one of these days, karma's going to come back to you. I mean, you're lucky that one of these husbands didn't track you down and kneecap you, or worse, or remove parts from you. There's some crazy guys out there that lose it, or or end you permanently. So I hope you certainly don't do this bullshit anymore. Nothing wrong with you hooking up, but if you find that they're involved, that's terrible. But anyhow, guys, there you go. So you married guys out there, you guys with girlfriends, or you guys think about getting married one day and thinking your girl will never do that. I'm not saying they all do that, but goddamn, a lot do. So be careful. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.